Hello, everybody. Today we are going to talk about the relationship between physical education and different aspects of society. Did you know that the sports are not only about exercise and competition? Sports are also connected with economy, religions, language, government, education, and traditions. Through this video, we will discover how physical education influences our daily life and culture in many different ways. Let's begin.
Hello guys, my name is Daniel. I am a student physical education for University of Antioquia. Today you will talk about the economic in Antioquia sport. Do you know that in Deportes Antioquia managing resources to support sport in Antioquia? 2025 in Deportes Antioquia managed nearly 106 billion pesos for sport and athlete support. The money used sport facility, events, athlete support, and training school and activity program in many municipalities. Some of the most support sport are football, basketball, cycling, tennis. Hey guys, the economy is very important in sport.
Hello, my name is Cristian Managa Garcia and I am student physical education and sports teaching at the University of Antioquia. Many people that not know that sports and religion have a many things in common. Did you know that the ancient Olympic Games in Greece were held in honor of the god Zeus? Today, many Muslim women compete in the Olympic Games. Sports and religion share values like discipline, respect, and teamwork. It is common to see athletes play very fun competitions.
We will learn more than about education and sports by relating the true language. Do you want to?
Yes.
Well, did you know that physical education is like pre-language? From a human development perspective, physical education prepares the cognitive structures that linguists will later utilize in two ways. The first is from the perspective of the scientific structure and sequencing. To perform a long jump, the brain must organize a motor sequence. More take off, more fly, more landing. This ability to sequence action is the same as the which allows achieve the sequences words to form meaningful sentences. The second perspective is from the perspective of the symbolism and abstraction, where children learn that a cone is a good or that a colored wave represents a team. And through sports, we can have the opportunity to learn about the other languages and meet people who speak them. For example, at an international football match, you encounter people who speak different languages, or to communicate with the each other, they all speak the same language, English. Or if you want to travel to a country where you want to see a sport you like, you will face the dilemma of speaking either the language of that country or English.
Did you know that in Colombia, sport and physical education and support bills and government programs, the Colombian Constitution and Law 181 of 1995 Now, as the sport law recognizes physical activity, recreation, and sports as an important part of the country's social and education development. But how does the government actually support sports? Through the Ministry of Sports, Colombia promotes program shops at the inter-school games, where thousands of students participate in school sports competitions every year. There are also initiatives shops on healthy habits and lifestyles which encourage physical activity to prevent disease and improve people's health. In addition, the government invests in sports facilities, support for high-performance athletes, and training programs for coaches and physical education teachers. Although many people think sport is only about competition, sports also help reduce sedentary lifestyles, strengthen balance, and promote social inclusion.
Do you know that physical education is very important in the educational process? Not only focus in exercise or sports, but also helps a student improve concentration, discipline, and teamwork. Through games and physical activities, students learn values such as respect, communication, and cooperation. Physical activity can also reduce stress and improve students' emotional well-being. Many studies show that activity students usually improve their attention and academic performance in school. Physical education also promotes healthy habits that the students can maintain throughout their lives. In addition, it helps students develop physically, socially, and emotionally.
Did you know that sports are also an important part of tradition and culture? Sport traditions include customs, values, celebrations, and games that are passed from generation to generation. They help communities preserve their cultural identity and create social connection. For example, in Colombia, football and cycling are very important traditions. The game of tejo is also recognized as the national sport. Around the world, ancestral sports like wrestling, athletics, hockey, and polo are part of sport history and tradition. Traditional street games and indigenous games are also important because they teach culture, teamwork, and respect. International events like the Olympic Games bring people together and strengthen cultural identity through sports. Physical education helps preserve this tradition because it teaches values, participation, and respect for different cultures. Sports are not only physical activities, they are also part of history, identity, and community.
This was welcome news for you. Thus, we concluded that sport and physical education constitute a multidimensional pillar of society that transcends mere exercise. Acting as a prelude for cognitive development, a driving force for linguistic exchange, and vital tool for social inclusion. Thanks to the support of government frameworks such as Law 181 and its integration into the education system. These activities foster essential values such as discipline, teamwork, and emotional well-being, while also improving academic performance. Furthermore, by preserving cultural identity through national traditions like Tejo and global events like the Olympic Games, sport unites communities but brings between individual health, national police, and humanist rich cultural heritage.